There is something remarkable about simple things. A single seed holds within it the potential for an entire forest. A drop of water contains the same essence as the vast ocean. And in the same way, the simple act of chanting Nam-myoho Renge Kyo holds within it the complete wisdom needed to transform your entire life. You don't need to understand complex philosophies or master difficult practices. The depth is already there, waiting in the simplicity itself. When you first hear about chanting, it might seem almost too simple. Just repeating these words? How could that possibly change anything? But this is exactly where the magic lies. The Lotus Sutra teaches us that the most profound truths are often found in the most accessible forms. The Buddha didn't hide enlightenment behind walls of complexity. He made it available to everyone, regardless of their education or status. As it says in the sutra, the Buddha appears in the world for one great purpose: to enable all living beings to open the door to Buddha wisdom. Think about how you learned to walk. You didn't study the mechanics of balance or read books about leg movement. You simply stood up and took one step, then another. Each step was simple, but together they built a skill that would carry you through your entire life. Chanting works in a similar way. Each utterance of Nam-myoho Renge Kyo is like taking a step forward on your spiritual path. You don't need to understand everything before you begin. The understanding comes through the practice itself. The human experience is full of complications. We worry about money, relationships, health, and countless other concerns. Our minds race with thoughts about the past and anxieties about the future. The practice cuts through all that complexity and brings you back to something fundamental. Your Buddhahood isn't something you need to acquire from somewhere else. It's not a distant goal you have to climb mountains to reach. It's already within you right now at this very moment. The Lotus Sutra makes this clear when it teaches that all beings possess the Buddha nature. You're not trying to become something you're not. You're uncovering what you already are. Chanting is the tool that helps you clear away the dust and debris covering this inner treasure. Imagine you have a magnificent jewel, but it's wrapped in layers of cloth. The jewel itself doesn't change whether it's wrapped or unwrapped. It remains the same precious thing. What changes is your ability to see it and use it. Chanting is like unwrapping those layers. Each time you practice, you remove another layer of doubt, fear, or negativity. You don't create the jewel through chanting, you reveal it. The rhythm of the words Nam-myoho Renge Kyo creates something powerful in your mind and body. There's a reason why cultures around the world have used repetitive sound in prayer for thousands of years. The repetition isn't meaningless. It creates a kind of resonance, like tuning an instrument. When you chant, you're tuning yourself to the fundamental frequency of life itself. You're aligning your small self with something vast and universal. The Lotus Sutra contains a story about a poor person who doesn't know they have a priceless jewel sewn into the lining of their robe. They wander in poverty, struggling to survive, completely unaware of the treasure they carry. Then one day, someone points out the jewel to them, and their entire situation changes in an instant. This story describes our own condition. We spend so much time feeling powerless or inadequate, not realizing we carry infinite potential within us. Chanting is what helps us discover that hidden jewel. Life presents us with countless teachers. Sometimes the lessons come from pleasant experiences, but often they come from challenges and pain. When you practice chanting regularly, you start to see all of these experiences differently. They're not just random events happening to you. They become opportunities for growth and understanding. A difficult person at work isn't just annoying. They're revealing something about your own patience and compassion. A financial struggle isn't just a problem. It's a chance to examine your relationship with security and abundance. The concept of cause and effect runs deep in Buddhist teaching. Every action creates a result. Every thought plants a seed. When you chant, you're creating positive causes with your voice, your mind, and your intention. These causes ripple outward, affecting not just you, but everyone around you. Have you ever noticed how being around a truly peaceful person makes you feel more peaceful? Or how someone's anxiety can make an entire room feel tense? Your inner state affects others, whether you intend it to or not. By cultivating your Buddhahood through chanting, you become a source of positive influence for everyone you encounter. People often ask how long they should chant or how much is enough, but this misses the point. Chanting isn't about meeting a quota or checking off a spiritual to-do list. It's about connecting with something real and letting that connection deepen over time. Some days you might chant for 5 minutes, other days for an hour. What matters is the sincerity and consistency of your practice. The Lotus Sutra teaches that even a single moment of faith has profound merit. Every moment you spend in practice adds to the transformation happening within you. Your mind is incredibly powerful, but it often works against you. Chanting creates space between you and these habitual thought patterns. The Lotus Sutra speaks of the expedient means that help guide people toward enlightenment. These are the methods and teachings suited to different people and situations. But it also points to something beyond all methods, a direct truth that transcends techniques. Chanting serves as both an expedient means and a direct connection to that ultimate truth. It's practical enough that anyone can do it, yet profound enough to contain everything needed for enlightenment. You might notice changes in unexpected ways. Maybe you handle a difficult conversation with more calm than usual. Perhaps a chronic worry loses its grip on your thoughts. You might find yourself more patient with your children, or more forgiving towards someone who hurt you. These aren't magical transformations disconnected from your practice. They're the natural result of touching your Buddhahood regularly. As Nichiren taught, this practice affects every aspect of your life because it works at the fundamental level of your being. The human experience includes both suffering and joy, setbacks and victories, confusion and clarity. You can't avoid the full spectrum of life, but you can change your relationship with it. When your sense of self is rooted in something deeper than your circumstances, the ups and downs of life don't shake you as violently. You remain connected to your core, even when everything around you seems unstable. This is what the discovery of Buddhahood offers. Not an escape from life, but a more skillful way of living it. Ancient texts describe Buddhahood in lofty terms, speaking of infinite wisdom and compassion. But these aren't abstract concepts. They manifest in concrete ways. Wisdom means seeing situations more clearly and making better choices. Compassion means feeling genuine care for others and acting on it. These qualities already exist within you in seed form. Chanting provides the water and sunlight these seeds need to grow. You don't have to become someone else. You're cultivating what's already there. There's something profound about using your voice in spiritual practice. Speech is a bridge between the inner world and outer reality. When you speak words of faith and determination, you're not just thinking them privately. You're making them real in the physical world. The sound waves of your chanting literally vibrate through the air and through your body. This physical dimension of practice helps connect mind and body, thought and action. The wisdom you're accessing isn't purely mental, it's embodied and alive. Every person's journey is unique. You might come to chanting because of a crisis, or you might approach it out of simple curiosity. Your reasons don't matter as much as what happens once you begin. The practice meets you where you are. If you need strength, it builds strength. If you need clarity, it provides clarity. If you need healing, it supports healing. The Lotus Sutra teaches that the Buddha's wisdom adapts to help each being according to their specific needs and capacities. Your practice of chanting works the same way, responding to your particular situation. Understanding grows gradually. At first, you might chant without really grasping what you're doing. That's perfectly fine. In fact, it might even be beneficial. You start to notice connections between the teachings and your own life. Passages from Buddhist texts that seemed obscure suddenly make perfect sense in light of your experience. This kind of understanding that comes through practice is deeper than intellectual knowledge alone. The trajectory of your life isn't fixed. You're not locked into patterns established in your past. Each moment offers a chance to choose differently, to respond from a wiser place, to act from your Buddha nature rather than from fear or habit. But making these choices requires access to that deeper wisdom. This is what chanting provides. It's not that chanting makes decisions for you. Rather, it clears your mind so you can see your options more clearly and choose from your highest self. Nichiren emphasized the importance of faith, practice, and study. Faith doesn't mean blind belief. It means having enough trust to begin and continue practicing even when you don't fully understand. Practice is the actual doing, the concrete act of chanting regularly. Study means learning from the teachings and reflecting on their meaning. These three support each other. Your faith deepens through practice. Your practice becomes richer through study. Your study comes alive through faithful practice. Together, they create a complete path of transformation. Your Buddhahood is not separate from your ordinary self. The Lotus Sutra teaches that enlightenment is found right here, in this body, in this life, in this moment. Life will continue to present challenges. That's guaranteed. But the question is, who will you be when those challenges arrive? Will you be the person who collapses under pressure, who reacts from fear or anger? Or will you be the person who draws on deep inner resources, who responds with wisdom and courage? Chanting doesn't make difficulties disappear. It makes you stronger, wiser, and more capable of handling whatever comes. This is the practical magic of touching your Buddhahood daily. The simplicity of the practice is its greatest strength. You don't need special equipment, special clothing, or a special place. You can chant anywhere, anytime. This morning voice expressing Nam Myoho Renge Kyo connects you to the same truth that has supported practitioners for centuries. You're joining something ancient and vast while also making it completely personal and immediate. Each person's chanting is unique, yet all chanting touches the same fundamental reality. As you continue practicing, you become more yourself, not less. You don't lose your personality or become a copy of some idealized spiritual person. Instead, the best parts of you become more prominent while the destructive patterns gradually fade. Your natural compassion grows stronger. Your inherent wisdom becomes more accessible. Your basic goodness shines through more consistently. This is what discovering your Buddhahood means in practical terms. You become the fullest, most authentic version of yourself.